After accusing Indian agencies of killing Hardeep Singh, Canada has yet again made another serious accusation against India. Canada has accused India of spreading disinformation and using fake websites to propagate false narratives. In fact, a prominent Indian businessman has been specifically targeted by the Canadian authorities, and Canada claims that this businessman is being groomed by India's intelligence agency RAW to further India's disinformation campaign. Senior news editor Bhavtosh Singh joins us on the broadcast with the details. Bhavtosh, yet again a big charge being made by Canada. Has there been any evidence that has been provided by Canada on this latest charge?
Well, completely untrue. This fake story has been planted by the Canadian intelligence agencies, and a businessman who is in Canada, he has been named as a person who has been quote-unquote groomed both by RNTW and Intelligence Bureau. In fact, the story says that Ankit Srivastav, who in fact is from Srivastav Group of Companies, he has been groomed specifically by RNTW as well as by Intelligence Bureau to spread disinformation in Canada. In fact, they have said that he married a Canadian national and she sponsored him to Canada, and then subsequently he set up 4 or 5 websites. Now, once he in fact set up these websites, there were articles that were planted which were in fact anti-Canadian articles were planted. Now, they said that the name of these websites were very similar to some very prominent media organization, and then disinformation campaigns started. The article has not named any specific Canadian authority or Canadian intelligence personnel, but it levels very serious allegation. It names Indian agencies, it names RNTW and Intelligence Bureau. Pratibha, I would like to say that a person cannot be groomed by 2 agencies. A person cannot be groomed by RNTW and at the same time by Intelligence Bureau. Intelligence Bureau is for domestic intelligence and RNTW is for external intelligence. As far as the allegation is concerned, the same website which has leveled allegations against Ankit Srivastav and against India is the same website that had earlier said that Indian state as well as non-Indian state actors had killed Hardeep Nijjar, and then 17 months later they have denied these charges and then said that there is no specific charge against India. So another disinformation campaign has been launched yesterday when this article was planted in a Canadian media organization.
Okay, all right. So on the charge on Nijjar, Canada had to backtrack, but clearly no lessons have been learned, Bhavtosh. Yet again, Canada making this charge on India without any evidence whatsoever. And this is a charge being made by the Canadian national security officials who are alleging the same. Has there been any response from India on this?
As of now, no response from MEA or from any Indian government body, but we are waiting for a reaction. But a very serious charge have been leveled. Pratibha, if we just go through this entire article, there is no official who has been named, but very serious charges have been leveled. As you rightly said that even earlier such allegations have been leveled against India, specifically against NSA, against Home Minister, but later on, after 15 months, they denied all this. They in fact said that there is no specific evidence. They have nothing against India. Remember, three Indians who have been arrested, they have not managed to establish that they have any links with any Indian state actors, and they have now shifted the blame on Lawrence Bishnoi. So this kind of campaign that have been launched by Canada, specifically by Justin Trudeau, again shows that any domestic problem that they face, they put the blame on India. And another article has now been planted in Canadian media organization where they are now claiming that an Indian businessman has been groomed both by RNTW as well as Intelligence Bureau, and which is actually very laughable. A person cannot be groomed by Intelligence Bureau and RNTW to spread a disinformation campaign in Canada.
Okay, all right. So look at what has happened. Canada has accused an Indian businessman of being groomed and for spreading disinformation. Bhavtosh, for the moment, thank you for joining us with those details. So let's tell you what Canada actually has said. Remember what has happened previously. First, Canada accusing India of being involved in the killing of Nijjar, after which they had to backtrack. Now, yet another serious charge being made against India, accusing India of spreading disinformation and using fake websites to propagate false narratives. And look at the charge that Canada has made, that an Indian businessman has been specifically targeted by the Canadian authorities, with Canada saying that this businessman has been groomed by India's intel agency to further India's disinformation campaign. So this is the claim that has been made. Is it going to be the same old story, Canada making a big charge against India, unable to provide any evidence whatsoever, and then finally backtracking on that? We've seen that happening already with the Niger case. Is it going to happen yet again? This time an Indian businessman has been named by Canada with no proof whatsoever being provided. And look at the charge that Canada has put forward. It says that there is a disinformation campaign against Canada that is being carried out after this Indian businessman was groomed by the intel agencies. That's the bizarre and outlandish claim that has been made by Canada now. Now, the charge is laughable, but look at the effort that is being put out by Canada time and again. Not the first time. This is an attempt to malign India.